time with another video about Marlize. Surprise, surprise. And I kind of want to talk about some of the toys I choose for Marlize and why I choose these particular toys. So in order to talk about that, I need to talk about something before, and it's the Montessori method. How did I even come across this method? So while going through Instagram, I came across this page by Melina Ciciotti. Now, at the time I came across the page, it had nothing to do with Montessori or children. It was just a random YouTuber I was following. And when she had her daughter, she was in the process of studying early childhood care and education. And it is through her and seeing her use the Montessori method at home that I found it was so interesting, and I really got interested in it. And what the Montessori method essentially is, it's a discovery learning method, and it was developed by Maria Montessori in Italy. And at the time, she was using it as a way to educate special needs children and children within lower income households. Not only did she develop a whole education system, but she also developed materials to use within the system. Now, Montessori is not just about the materials, or essentially it's not just about how children learn, but it's more so about how children live. And why I say live, it's because you use everything within the child's environment to steer them towards learning. And it is through play essentially that children learn. And a major part of the Montessori method is using everyday life and all the tasks that we complete to help children discover and initiate that learning experience and that level of independence. And independence is a very important part of the Montessori method. And if you create a particular environment with everything that a child needs, it will essentially initiate that level of enthusiasm for them to learn. And it is from the time they wake till the time they go to sleep. And what's really great about this method is that you can have the most material to bare minimum and still use the method. And I really like the independence factor. Now, it's a process in this country simply because it's not very readily supported, and a lot of the material is not accessible, or it's very expensive. And it's something I also struggled with, because when I wanted to start the method, I wanted to get everything possible for Marlize, and I quickly discovered that it was nearly impossible. So what I did is I started getting things one by one and building up her collection. Another factor of the Montessori method is the support. Now, you really do need the support because it's a way of life essentially. And I have been recently reading this book, or listening to this book over Audible, called the Montessori Toddler. And in the book they talk about not just how the child learns at school, but it should be initiated at home as well. And that's one of the biggest things, because we really do need to support our family and friends to keep in line with this method. So the support is a very important factor. And when I say that, I mean when using the Montessori method, you have to refine the type of toys that you buy for your child in order to stay in line with the method. And people are still very much inclined to buy the typical toys for children, and one of the major things is no electronic toys. And this is very hard to kind of grasp and get into the heads of persons, and actually help them to see that the Montessori toys are very children are very inclined to use them. So basically, I just wanted to give an overview. I would also like to recommend, if it's something that you're interested in, I would like to recommend a couple Instagram accounts to follow, and these accounts are amazing. A lot of them use regular resources that you have readily available to you, as well as show you different toys that you can buy to add to your collection. A major part of the Montessori method as well is toy rotation and not overwhelming children with toys. So typically in any given household, you can't just see an area with a set of toys, and children can at any point in time go and play with those toys. In the Montessori method, it's a little bit different. You choose a set of toys for your child to play with at any given point, so that they are not overwhelmed, overstimulated, and they don't get bored easily, you know. So some of the accounts that you can follow that give you real inspiration, well, besides the previous account I mentioned, which is Milena Ciciotti, is Our Montessori Journey. Then there's also Montessori in Real Life and Made to Montessori. So these are just a couple accounts that you can follow on Instagram, and there are tons of accounts that you can follow that could kind of show you how to use the Montessori method at home. Also, they have many different read-ups and resources. Of course, YouTube is a great resource as well, where you could kind of go and see a little bit more on the Montessori method. I am in no means a professional, and I just not recently, but over the past year, been trying to integrate the Montessori method at home. So before we get sidetracked, because I've already gotten a little bit sidetracked, I just want to go through the toys that Marlize really likes, and kind of explain like when I got them for her, how she adjusted, how we interacted, stuff like that. So the first thing, or one of the first things I got for Marlize, was at her first birthday, and it was a set of instruments. I'll just show a couple of the instruments. So the first one is this alligator shack, and not only is it not very noisy, but it's easy to hold, and it has an animal on it. So it has different functions, and you can teach them different things with it. Very durable. Then we have this zebra with a parrot or a bird on his back, and it's really just this, and you can knock it. She really enjoys this one as well, anything that makes noise. And then the tambourine, which you can see is very well used, and she loves this. This is the first thing she runs and gets on most occasions when music is playing. So that's the first set of items. And then we have one of her very favorite puzzles. This is one of the first puzzle I bought for Marlize, and it was quite a challenge when she started using it, because it required a lot of patience from me and her. But what I must say is that even in the most shocking moments, they will show you that they have been listening, and that the patience that you were losing, you know, it paid off. So this is a shape puzzle, and as you can see, there are different shapes and different colors. So it's a great opportunity to teach them colors. It's also a good opportunity to teach them shapes, and it's these very durable wooden blocks, and of course they fit into the spaces. Now it also teaches them like fine motor skills, so that's great. Melissa and Doug has a wide variety of puzzles, and they even have puzzles with knobs, so it's a little bit easier for the infant to hold. But Marlize got this pretty quickly, and she always comes back to this puzzle. If one thing is sure, she loves this puzzle, and because of how much time I spent doing this puzzle with her, whenever she's doing it, she calls me to do it with her. And another item that she loves is these nesting bowls. Now this is a Grimm's toy, and this is made in Germany, and it comes in different colors. So I got this one because I love pinks, and she's a girl, so I said why not. But they come in rainbow colors, and they also come in a set of blues, and they also come in natural colors, so not painted at all. And there's so many options that you can do with this. You can stack them, and she uses them in her kitchen as bowls. So she'll go and she'll cook, and then she'll come and give me food in the bowl, well, play food. And she uses the smaller ones as cups, and then when she's doing sensory activities, she'll use them to fill things in them. So I'll show some sensory activities that she really enjoys, but she will use this as to transfer, right? So onto these sensory items. Now this is by no means all Marlize's toys. I have accumulated quite a few wooden toys, and I would love to get a lot more, but these are the ones that she always comes back to. Like when she sees them on her rotation shelf, she goes like straight to them. So moving on to some of these sensory items. So another major factor of the Montessori method is using senses, and children use their senses to learn. they see, they smell, they touch, they taste, and they hear. And those are some of the things, as when you see a newborn baby, the first thing they react to is a noise, or when they see things and they want to grab and taste, put things in their mouth, and that kind of thing. So sensory is a major part of Montessori, and I'll show you 3 items that I use for sensory. Now, one of the easiest things, and it's something that I literally only did very recently, was dried peas and beans. So this was a pack of beans, and I am by no means encouraging you to waste food, because I found this very hard to do, because in my opinion you could cook this, but I must admit it was one of the most inexpensive things, and this actually occupied Marlize for 45 minutes to an hour, like this, in this container with a scoop and another bowl, and she was just transferring, not even a bowl, these same nesting bowls. She used it and she transferred it, and that kept her occupied for like 45 minutes, and we have had this in here for the last 4 months and seems to be going pretty okay. Another sensory item is this rice, and I just took rice and I took Crayola water paint and I dyed the rice. Now these were separate, and of course because of playing, and I could insert a picture, it's separated, and because of playing it's now like this, and I just use the same thing and put it in a container, give her a scoop. And last but not least, and I'll also mention some other easy sensory items, are these Orbeez, or I think they're also called water babies, and it's these little beads that grow in water. Now this does say 5+, but I have seen a lot of Montessori accounts where once you supervise your child, it should be fine. Like even with the peas, like my mom's first reaction is, don't let her play with that, she'll chuck it in her ears. No, children do what you model, and of course if a child sees you pushing something in your mouth or pushing, they will do the same thing. But once you supervise them and tell them no, now a great thing to do is if they do it more than once or twice, you just take it away from them, and that's how they also learn. These are the water babies, or the Orbeez, and this is I did like an ocean theme, so it's black, clear, and blue. And for Christmas I did green, red, and white, and this time I had put a dolphin in there, and she kind of just scooped and played with the dolphin in the beads, and that occupied her for like 15 minutes. I thought it would be much longer, but she just wasn't into it, so I'll try it again. That's another thing, if they don't take to the activity at once, it's something you could always try. Children are not always in the mood, just like an adult, they are not always in the mood to do everything that you show them or want them to do. Another easy thing, and a lot of the things I see on Pinterest or Instagram I tried, and it was moon sand. And what you do, you take flour, I think it was baby oil, flour, baby oil, I think it was just flour and baby oil, and you can make moon sand. And I still have that in the cupboard there. I haven't given her that since the first time, but it stayed pretty good, like nothing happened to it. And those are just some of the easy things you can do. Now, like I said, I am by no means a professional, and I use a lot of Instagram things that I see on Instagram, and I actually am in the process of reading the Montessori method, and as well as looking into different courses and certificates, because I really am interested in it and learning more about it, because I feel as though it's a great way to teach your children independence and not to depend on others to initiate that learning within themselves. And I really hope you enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed talking about Marlize's toys and how I decided on her toys and that kind of thing. A lot of people message me asking me where I get certain things, and it really does excite me that people are interested in these things just as I am. And I'm sure that there are lots of people out there who really do want to know more about this and just wouldn't ask or wouldn't share the information if they have it. So I really do hope you enjoy this video, and I will continue to share along as we do things with Marlize and as she grows, and show you like her progress and things like that. And I really hope that you try this method as well, or even if it's something that you want to mix together with what you already do, I think it's a great opportunity. And if you have any questions, please feel free to message me at any point in time. Thanks for watching. Bye.